Hey everyone, how are you doing? Today I want to talk about the leather case for the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, which I've had for 6 months now. I got this in March of this year and it's now September. So how has it held up? Well, in my opinion, not very well. So when I bought it, it looked really nice. It was a nice sort of like light brown color. In fact, I have a picture of it here, which I will put up now as I speak. Sorry for the weird picture, it's one of the only ones I could find. I don't normally take a bunch of photos of things I buy straight away, which you might find odd. But anyway, yeah, it looks really nice. It really contrasted well against the black camera lenses, and I was really pleased with it. I didn't pay full price because it's an expensive case. I got it on sale on Amazon. You know, sometimes they have these discounts. So I got it on sale, didn't pay full price. After about 6 months, I'm definitely not going to pay full price because it hasn't held up well at all. Now, here's how it looks now. So it is kind of weathered a little bit, as you would expect from leather. As you might know, leather forms this kind of like patina over time and it gets darker. So the back of it is a little bit darker, but the depressing part of it is the edges. So the edges obviously on this case are subject to more wear and tear. Because of the sharp corners of this phone, you'd expect the corners to receive the most contact with your trouser pocket, tables, desks where you place it, and so on. But the unfortunate thing is that it hasn't kind of like just worn. It's sort of like got this black color. So normally when leather patinas over time, the leather gets darker, it gets kind of shiny, it gets a bit hard. But that hasn't happened here. This is just kind of like absorbed dirt. Like, that's the best way I can explain it. It's just become really black and nasty looking. You can see, you know, the nice patina at some of the corners. It's sort of like a darker brown. That's fine. You know, I have no problem with that. But where it has just seemed to have like absorbed dirt, I'm not happy with that at all. So, I mean, as for wear and tear, it doesn't really have as much damage. There are a couple of very fine specks of like dings, which is gotten from my fingernails and other sharp objects, accidentally, of course. So, you know, that's actually fine. I do expect over time the leather in the corners to wear away first and probably get holes. Now, as for this blackness, could be two things. It could be just absorbing dirt from like my hands, from where I put it and so on. But it could also be that this leather is just like a coloring over black. So it might be that the color is just starting to wear off and therefore exposing the black base color underneath. The other strange thing about it is if you scratch it, the black stuff kind of comes away, showing the leather underneath, but then literally after a few rubs, it goes back to being black again. So I have no idea why it's doing that. If one of you in the comments know about leather and how leather behaves and you can explain that kind of behavior, then, you know, please do so in the comments below. Now, just to compare it to my Galaxy S9 Plus case. Now this is an Alcantara case which I have had for like 6 years now, and let's just look at how this is worn over time. So you can see it's obviously quite worn. Okay, there's no doubt about that. But it's worn in a kind of I'd have to say elegant way. So it's clearly used, but it's not looking disgusting. Now I don't know if it's because it's black and not light brown. But, you know, this doesn't look anywhere near as bad after 6 years than this does, you know, just after 6 months. Now you can see obviously there is wear and tear on the case. So the corners are quite worn. In fact, the Alcantara is completely worn through, and you can see the bare plastic behind. But the plastic is black. So actually, if you don't look for it, it doesn't show up that much. And because this phone was a more rounded phone, the wear hasn't been concentrated as much on the corners, although it still has been concentrated around these corners here. And the inside obviously looks good as new. But this Alcantara case has worn nicely over time, and you know, I would actually use this now if I still had the S9 Plus. This, on the other hand, is disgusting, and I want to stop using it right now because it doesn't look fancy anymore. It doesn't look really elegant anymore. It just looks dirty, and you know, no one's gonna wanna walk around with a dirty phone, right? As another example I can give you, I had an iPhone 7 once for about a year and a half, and I had a leather case for that as well. And you can see how over the time I had this phone, I'll just put the pictures up on the screen now, how nicely this phone, iPhone leather case, patinaed over time. It got darker, you know, it absorbed oils, but it didn't have this dirty look that the Samsung Galaxy case has now. And now I hear that the newer iPhone leather cases are pretty bad as well. Like, they look just as bad as this Galaxy one does, really. And I don't know why, if that's because they're using cheaper leather, whether they're coating it differently or what. But I've heard a lot of people on YouTube also say that the iPhone leather cases used to be, they used to look much better as well, and they used to age much better over time as well. So I don't know, we'll finish this now by just looking at the case again, but I don't know if this is just like a general drop in quality over time from the leather case manufacturers. You know, there are other leather case manufacturers that are non-first brand, and those cases tend to have better reviews. So perhaps now, if you're looking for a leather case, maybe look at one of the other brands like Bellroy, or maybe Aspen, or even what's this one I was looking at? Anyway, you get the idea. Do some searches on YouTube. Have a look at some third-party leather cases, and I feel maybe you might be, you know, you'll get your money's worth from those cases rather than the official first-party one. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Help me grow my channel. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now. Enjoy.